What's going on, guys? How is it going? I hope you all had a brilliant new year, and it has actually been just over a week since I made my previous video, which is rather odd for me considering that I usually don't wait that long. But anyway, we finally have the Amazing Spider-Man issue 12 Spider-Verse part 4, but before we get into this issue, I just want to announce the winner of the previous issue giveaway. And I actually asked you guys the question of, why do you think the Inheritors want Benji? Why do you think they want baby Benji, the Scion? And also maybe your theories about the other and Silk being the Spider-Bride and stuff like that. But what I thought was absolutely incredible about this comment was that I actually touched upon Benji being an adult and being the only Spider-Man that could possibly defeat all of the Inheritors, and if not that, then maybe even bring the dead Spider-Man back to life. And I think that may even be a possibility, because if you remember, the Inheritors have access to all timelines and the future, the past, and alternate realities and stuff like that, mainly because they're keeping the Spider-God captive. And that's really something to think about when going into all this stuff. And yeah, so congratulations to DCJ. I will have your code with you within 24 hours. You can private message me on my Facebook page, or I will private message you on YouTube. Either way, it will be within 24 hours. And yeah, so thank you for your comment. Guys, if you didn't win this giveaway, then I have other giveaways on other comic reviews like always, so make sure you go and check those out. And yeah, so as per usual, guys, I am doing a giveaway for this issue as well. And to enter the giveaway, I actually want to ask you guys, what do you think is going to happen about the reveal at the end of this comic? Like, I can't obviously say it in this question because it will ruin the end of this comic, but what do you think the character at the end is going to play? Like, what kind of role do you think he's going to play in the Spider-Verse for the Amazing Spider-Man issue 13? Do you think it's going to be a game changer for the Inheritors and the Spider-Man? Do you think it's going to put them in an advantage over the Inheritors? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will choose a winner in the Amazing Spider-Man issue 13. We might as well get into this comic without further ado. Anyway, this is such an awesome issue. You guys are going to love it. And we are actually going to get some answers in the Amazing Spider-Man issue 13. So, yeah. Let's get into it, guys. Alright, so the issue literally picks up right from where the last issue left off, with Cosmic Spider-Man being murdered by Solus. And I know it doesn't look like it, but this is actually the safe zone, right where Cosmic Spider-Man died. And everyone is just in complete disbelief that Cosmic Spider-Man just died. Even one of the Spider-Men say, "Oh my god, he killed that Cosmic Universe guy." Probably didn't say it like that, but yeah, so Marlon has taken baby Benjamin, Mayday Parker's little brother, the Scion, and there is no hope of getting him back right now. But basically, Marlon has run away with him, and 616 Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen and the rest of them actually come back from a Japanese universe, and they have brought some firepower with them. And it's actually, what is his name now? It is something like Takuya Yamashiro, and I'm not going to lie, this is probably one of the most badass moments in the entire Spider-Verse so far. Besides Cosmic Spider-Man looking all powerful, this Spider-Man actually brings a giant robot with him, and the entrance of the robot is just so incredible that you actually think that it has a chance against Solus, and even Solus is questioning his own power just by when the robot comes through. And it kind of reminds me of a scene out of Power Rangers with Spider-Man like doing all the moves inside the robot and stuff. But what you've got to remember is that Solus has just absorbed the Enigma Force. So pretty much what I am saying is that Solus is the most powerful being in the universe right now. Like, in this universe, by the way, just in this universe. So he's literally just going to take out this robot with one hand. He even rips off the robot's arm, which is insane. But as you can see, all of the other Spider-Men just decide to flee, kind of. Anyway, they kind of retreat a bit. And then we go back over to Silk, and if you remember in Spider-Woman issue 2, we actually saw Silk stumble upon the only universe where the Inheritors can't follow her, and that's mainly because it's got post-thermonuclear radiation, and even Silk is struggling to survive in here. But what you've got to remember is that Silk was also bit by a radioactive spider, just like all the rest of the Spider-Men, so there is the possibility that they can withstand the radiation because they've already got radiation in them technically. And as you can see, all of the Spider-Men actually did travel to a universe that they don't even know about. They figured that if they didn't know the universe that they were going to, then maybe the Inheritors won't be able to follow them. But what's really incredible is that Spider-Woman has managed to get into the Inheritor's own house. And guys, you're not going to understand this unless you watch my review on Spider-Woman issue 2, because Scarlet Spider's Spider-Verse team up and Spider-Woman all tie into the Spider-Verse. So if you haven't read those or well watched my reviews on those issues, then go and watch them now, because that way you'll be able to fully understand what's going on. But basically, there is an alternate Spider-Woman that actually works for the Inheritors, and Spider-Woman is actually posing as this other Spider-Woman in order to get close to the Spider-God. And of course, we go over to Spider-Man 2099, and if you remember, in Spider-Man 2099 issue 6, Spider-Man actually trapped Deimos in some kind of electric field, and now he's about to perform some research on Deimos. Now, if you want to see that, then click on the screen now to my Spider-Man 2099 issue 7 review, or at least click it when the video is up anyway. Like, if the video's not up, then the annotation isn't going to be there. But regardless, we actually have the shocking discovery of finding out that Lord Genix has been listening on all of the Spider-Man's communications throughout the entire Spider-Verse. And if you don't know who Lord Genix is, then that means that you haven't been watching my reviews for Scarlet Spiders. And guys, you really must watch my reviews for the Spider-Verse tie-in comics as well, because then you can get a full understanding of all the characters and stuff like that, because otherwise you wouldn't really know what's going on that much. But basically, going back to our Spider-Woman, the 616 Spider-Woman that is actually in the Inheritor's house, she actually just communicated with the Spider-God, and it turns out that the Spider-God actually weaved the web of destiny to bring all of the Spider-Men together to create the Spider-Verse. And possibly, in my opinion, this is actually give the scrolls to Spider-Woman to send to the rest of the Spider-Men to tell them what's actually going on and what Morland's plan is and all that. But what's even more interesting is that it actually sounds like that he's actually devised this plan to actually escape the Inheritor's family so that the Spider-God can actually be a god again. And I think that's really interesting, because that means that the Spider-God is on the Spider-Man side. Like, we already knew that he was on the Spider-Man side, but now we definitely know that he's got. And they actually find out where Silk is. They actually get in contact with Silk, and she says that she's actually in the safe zone. And it actually turns out that they found the vault that Silk was actually kept captive in. But one thing that's really interesting is that the Spider Totem of this universe was already inside the vault, and it's Uncle Ben. Meaning that in this universe, it wasn't Peter Parker that got bit by the spider, it was Uncle Ben that got bit by the spider and became Spider-Man. Well, actually, we don't know whether he became Spider-Man, he might have just got the Spider-Man's powers and stuff like that, but either way, Uncle Ben is gonna, I can see it now, I have a feeling that Uncle Ben is gonna die, by the way. I am gonna put this forward now. I have a feeling that he's going to risk his life for 616 Peter Parker, something along those lines, and of course, 616 Peter Parker or something like that is gonna, or maybe all of the Spider-Men are probably going to be really upset if he dies, and it's going to be such an emotional scene, and he's probably going to give like a nice speech before he dies, like, Peter, I'm so proud of you, blah blah blah, and then he dies and he sacrificed himself. I can just see that happening. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below about that theory that I just said there. Obviously, it wasn't a very strategized theory, it was just kind of something off the top of my head, but I kind of think he's going to die. But also, my overall thoughts on this issue was, I thought it was absolutely brilliant in terms of the action, but not only the action, but it kind of furthered the story, don't you think? We basically got confirmation that we're going to find out more about the Scion and Morland and them scrolls that the Spider-God gave him. We're probably going to find out more about them in the next issue, but yeah, it was such an awesome issue. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to go to my Facebook page, guys, because I actually previewed this comic weeks ago on my Facebook page. And yeah, so go to the link in the description, go to my Facebook page. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And of course, because this is such an awesome issue, please hit the like button on this video, and I will see you guys in my next video.